All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Chihayafuru, Season 1, Episode 14. Individuals Tournament. Let's go.
Yes. Let's have Chihaya just stare down a gauntlet of random fools as she just destroys all of them.
That's right. And then afterwards, you can become friends with them.
Right.
And then have a bunch of new characters in the show.
And then we can all go have ramen together or something.
Exactly, and be like, oh, that was so cool the way you took that card. How did you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, you're all going to be a bunch of sweaty messes just being like, you're pretty amazing. Right?
Carbs, but also cards, you know.
Yeah. Carbs and cards. That sounds like a good episode just in general. Like, I could go for some carbs now. I feel like also like my favorite games are card games, so like that's just a good day in general.
That is a good day.
But I mean, we've got this Omi Shingu shrine and just area to explore and have fun in as well.
Yep.
So even after the tournament's over, we can just
have all sorts of things to do,
have
maybe.
a good day. Maybe spend it with Arata. Maybe,
yeah, because like
he's still here. I don't know if he is. He might have left.
No, see, because he did say the next time we meet it'll be in a match. But like
what does he think he is? A shoujo manga character?
Right.
Why not just be like, yo, why don't I hang out for
Yeah, exactly.
Bro's like holds open his coin purse and he's like, well, I would, but I don't have money for that. And then the Empress is like, Baka! And then like, it's like, I'm taking everybody out. You're friends with Chihaya?
Yeah, exactly.
You carried her out when she collapsed?
Let's go.
I shipped you two already.
Right. But the idea of, it's like, nope, we can only interact if it's through a game. Yeah. Right. It's like, oh, damn. Okay. All right. That's how we're doing this. I see.
Taichi, you just can't win. It's just, it's rough.
Right. That's what she's choosing over you. We haven't seen each other in years. You know,
leaves her again.
We finally see each other again. And it's we could very conveniently just like hang out or whatever. Nah.
Yeah. Watching her matches. Writing letters back. Writing a random note on a gift and then leaving her again for like a year. All right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Is this like a hotel? Where are they at?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, we're in the hundreds, all right.
真島君、西田君は B 級、駒野君、大江さんは D 級。みんなバラバラの場所での試合になりますけど、ライバル相手に思いっきり力を試してください。
Look at how fired up she is. Yeah.
All right.
ですね、つくり君。負けないよ。俺も B 級の優勝狙うから。なんだよ、真島。気合入ってる。
B 級って B 級としか当たれないんだよな。
これは当然。
So you really can't compete with Arata.
Nope. Damn, your own teammate might be keeping you from your girl. Like, like she's like, no. Taichi's got great karta, but I'm the best of the team. And he's like, yep, you are.
Uh-huh.
She hasn't played him in like a serious setting in like a long time.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they practice together.
Right.
But in her brain, she's like, yeah, this is practice, though. Like,
it is definitely a particular kind of feeling when you realize that someone's good enough that when you do this activity with them, it will always be a lesson.
Right.
It will never be, like, a legitimate, like...
They'll never look at you as a threat, you know?
Right, exactly. Like, it's I'm going to teach you something today, you know?
Yeah, I think when I played my dad in chess, the one time where he thought I was a threat was when I came in, I had studied my openings and my mid-game, and I came in with an aggressive, really hard game. And by, like, the end game, he had barely clawed his way out of a loss. And he was like, wow, I
actually had to try.
Yeah, like... Hey. Oh. Oh, sevens in chat.
Shinobu, huh?
Damn.
9 years old and you make Class A. That's crazy.
That's Arata's level. Yeah, okay, that was her.
It's the I can do whatever I want because
Yeah.
須藤さん来たはったん？
どうもクイーン。
やめてください。1回戦当たらへんかってホッとしてるのに、団体戦で出場逃したのに個人戦で出場やなんて、よほど彼がお好きなんやね。
Wow.
で当たりましたらお手柔らかに。
I love her awkward voice too.
yeah.
素で嫌味が染みついてる。お前もぶっ潰す。
I love doing that stuff though.
日本の女性の中で一番のカルタ選手。私の目標。よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
Oh, cool. So, right, the other
The other Class A
Class
player,
A player
from the team. Yeah.
Yep.
よし。
Uh-oh. 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 You're losing momentum.
Lock
Already
in.
down 3 cards.
早く勝ちたいなんて甘いよ。ここにいるのはみんな永久の子なんだよ。
Yep.
Okay.
ありがとうございました。
もう終わった？
Oh, he got skunked.
Yeah.
He never took a card.
北欧の甘かす相手に24枚差。つまり
Yeah.
1枚しか取られなかったってこと。
Hey, be grateful you took a single card. I love the way they build her up. That was one of the things I remembered most from watching the first couple
クイーンに
seasons.
当たりたい。当たりたくない。当たりたくない。当たりたい。
Wow. Fun.
You weren't able to play Arata, but
Oh, she brought a camcorder. Nice.
今日はみんなの試合を。
definitely record this one. She's going to be studying it for the next 11 months.
よろしくお願いします。席は特殊の人の真正面。
Yeah.
吸う音。
今を春べと
聞け。最初の音。
何？今の
Caught on camera.
スロー再生しても見えない？月上の子、三日の
And no, yeah.
針のような。音のしないカルタ。
B 級2回戦で
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
の席についてください。俺不戦勝だ。
B級のかなちゃんの応援に行くつもりだろう。かなちゃんには先に試合が終わったら俺の応援に来てって言ってある。
I love the random English on there. Like, he has a Naruto and this Desperado. Like,
おい
yeah, he gets to go and watch her match, maybe. Oh!
神よ、忍。
He's like, wait, really?
クイーンと戦ってる。
Unlucky.
早すぎて何が何だかわからない。でも私にだってわかるわよ。
Chihaya's losing.
まだ1枚も減ってない。
Oh, yeah.
ちはや。
It's already over. Oh, she was lifting her hand, though.
はい。それちょっといいですか。札が読まれてからの動き出しは敵陣の王家を攻めに行っている。自陣の王へが出札でも完璧に戻って取る体勢だった。クイーンは王へまで動かず効いている。そんな間に合うのか。
Well, they made a point about how wide Chihaya's, like, movements have been,
Yep.
too.
ちはやだって狙ってる札ならクイーンと遜色ない速さで。でも場にある札何十枚も全方位狙うなんてできないんだよ。
Card
ク
handed
イーンは
over.
できるっていうのか。
Oof.
落ち着け。
I love how these characters always have purple eyes in anime.
Right, right.
何話へと何話がだって。
There's something supernatural about them.
何で両方払えるのに。
とわけないなんてありえない。
狙い放題の位置。取る。2枚まとめて取る。
わかりやすい。ほら狙い札決めすぎるから。欲しいよな1枚目が。戦意喪失なんてないよな。お前の攻めガルタを見せてやれよ。
Okay.
Yeah, the current record is taking 1 card, so
Oh, she was right there.
本人たちにだってわからないときはどうするの？
そ それは審判に聞いたり
And that's probably why the raising of the hand.
選手ほどちゃんと見えているんです。
私はでもクイーンはあの一点を払う鋭さ
Wild.
Yeah.
どうすれば
Nothing.
Sauntering back.
攻めなさい。敵陣奥をいつも意識の中に置きなさい。
Okay, but what happens when they're absolutely clapping me?
他に武器はないのにダディベアあ失礼
Oh, the shirt she's wearing.
Yeah.
この T シャツのことクイーンの T シャツスノーマル大阪にしかオフィシャルショップがなくて通販でしか買えないちょんまげがある山川キャラチャームポイントでござる
They're gonna become friends with their t-shirt. Love.
ダメダメ試合
Right. Can't afford to think about that.
クイーンだけど同い年の16歳の女の子だ
Right.
あかん集中
Even with her blocking it.
Wow.
変な動きしたわね。
ええ、囲い手です。千早の陣には世の中よ。クイーンの陣には世の中和があって決まり字が長い。和か世かわからないから
Uh-huh.
読まれるまで囲って取られないようにするのがお互い自陣の札を囲って出札は千早の陣の世の中よ。あとは札を押さえるだけだったんです。千早が押さえるより早くクイーンの手がわずかな隙間から
できない
Just absolutely destroyed.
かわいそすぎ
公開処刑って言うんだよ。こういうの。
Brutality.
枚数差が進むと攻めがるたは不利だ。おのずと自陣の出札が増える。気持ちに守りが入る。あの自陣の強さ。
Without a sound.
クイーンは守りがるただ。でも攻めるしかない。踏ん張れ千早。
大けな
どうした千早。なんで攻めない。
またや
I broke it.
最初はみんな威勢ようぶつかってくるそのうち一人でカルタしてるみたいになる別にかまへん早いとこ終わらせよ15枚さ
ああ。
Wow. Really?
すいません。
Wake up, Chihaya. Yeah.
大地
Yeah. Breathe.
Yeah.
Remember to breathe.
Just relax, lock in, and do this.
わからないんだよ
Well,
私
is
がや
your
ってきた
card
カルタ
here?
じゃ一枚も取れないんだよこんなの初めて
Yes, it has.
僕は手加減はせん。
Yeah.
You've been in this situation before.
悔しい失礼します流れが悪い時須藤さんは立ってて
Yeah. And he's actually doing it right
Yeah.
then.
もしかしてクイーンって左利き
Oh. I'm so mad. How did I?
Yeah.
12歳の私
But that also might explain why she was able to get past your block, because she's going to be attacking from a different angle than what you're expecting.
いつまでもつんやろ
我が立つ。
攻めて戻った。血の鳥だ。
Yeah. Very close.
But you were close.
私が攻めて自陣に戻るより直線で攻めるクイーンの方が早い
Yeah, so you were actually faster. Your movement was faster.
私が教わったのは攻めガルタだ
守りに自信のある人が自陣の一番奥を抜かれる。それがどれだけショック。
砕けても
Come on! That's yours.
ぶつかった際どかったってことすごい
やった千早。
One.
今のは同時だからそちらの陣の鳥です
Just
No, no.
take it.
No, that's exactly what you do.
そうですかしまった
You turn down the card to the person who's better. Yeah.
負けず取ったと言い張ろう。
原田先生
No, but this is the way to psych them out. Be like, I don't need that card. You won it. Good job.
近江漢学館名人戦もクイーン戦もこの同じ畳の
Uh-huh.
上
I'm here.
この子から取る最初の1枚が1月のあの席に繋がってる
Yes, breathe.
変な子
Oh my god.
クイーンの利き手側の一時決まりを抜いた。クイーンが一時決まり抜かれるの今服からりの負と同時に払わんかった。原田先生が言ってた。千早は負になる前の音を聞いてるって。
That little bit of like breath.
Yeah,
か
yeah.
すかな F の響き。
Yeah.
服からにも千早の得意札だ。
That's wild because I'm making the movement right now with my
またこの札が私の1枚目。
And now she's the one who's like, okay, breathe, lock in.
千早
Oh, nice.
putting it right in the middle.
Yeah. Giving her card. Yeah.
That was hers.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I mean, that's her card.
Oh,
but
yeah. What do you mean Arata's not here with you? Yeah, now she's pissed.
She's like, okay, I'm playing.
この1枚がクイーンに繋がってる。
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was hype. Yeah, end the episode on the second card.
Yeah,
yeah, there it is.
And then Chihaya proceeded to not take another card the entire
Yeah,
match.
because the game is over.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah. But you won. Good job.
you beat the guy who was
The Class A
potentially one
player.
of the strongest on the team
Yeah.
that could have represented Tokyo.
Right.
As far as taking 2 cards from the queen rather
Right.
than just 1.
Yeah. I took twice as many cards as you. So 2. Yeah, but you know,
still.
twice as many. Yeah. Also, I love so much the queen's move of being like, please be gentle with me. Like, you know, please, you know, like there is nothing more delicious than having like a bad matchup in a game, say League, and going into all chat and being like, oh, please be gentle with me, and then you crush them, and you're like, oh no.
Oh, did I do that?
Whoops.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
We faced the queen.
Yep.
That was her at the shrine.
Uh-huh.
The goddess of Karuta, indeed.
Right. Yep.
Her menacing aura was enough to give Chihaya the shivers.
Oh, yeah.
Back then.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is not just good at Karuta. She's very physically strong. One of the things that I really liked about Karuta when it was first introduced through this show here is that it's a listening game.
Yes.
It's primarily a listening game. But there's actually physical strength involved in being able to execute upon hearing accurately, quickly.
Yep.
And what we're seeing from her is the perfect physical form of what Chihaya can already do, which is,
Listening very well.
well, listening before the syllable is fully pronounced.
Right.
The idea that in some ways to the unskilled, it looks like she's seeing the future. But to everybody else, it's every syllable that you could make in a language has a certain type of breath or a certain type of subtle or other sound that comes through with it. And given that everything is so quiet in the room, and
that you can hear that stuff.
and they seem to be potentially almost like mic'd up or something. And they might not be.
Potentially.
They probably aren't because it's
Probably
so
not.
small of a room.
Yeah.
But you could potentially hear the sound or the type of breath before the F sound.
Exactly. And they did make a point of saying that they were close to the reader.
Right.
For
So they
that
have
much.
the best advantage
Exactly.
with regards to being able to respond the fastest.
Yep. And I love that this feels like we got the Pavloved into being
Pavloved.
when you have a karate tournament going on, you hear all the of people hitting the tatami mat to hit the card. And then she comes along and it's just
Oh, I see what you're saying. We get kind of we drool unconsciously because we're like, wait, but there was supposed to be the sound there. Yeah,
there's supposed to be a kaboom,
Yeah.
right? And it's just nope. And then to that showcased at the utmost when Chihaya even covers her own card, and it's just nope.
Yep.
And I still beat you.
Yeah, I think with regards to sports where people have really fine-tuned muscle motor function control and all that, but then also are kind of graceful with it. there's something really fun about just watching those kinds of players.
Yes.
Because once you've seen them do their thing 10, 20 times or something, you start to actually be able to tell, especially if you play that sport as well, to be able to go, oh, that thing they're doing with their shoulder. Like, it's a bit creepy, but you begin to, like, study their body, and you're like, oh, the way you're engaging your quads right there. Oh, the footsteps that you make, you always do 3. Like, this is me just talking about Frisbee, but, like, there's certain types of movements that you see from pros when they're actually required to not just play against themselves.
Right.
Because that is a very real thing. When you have somebody that's so good that they're like, I don't have an opponent right now.
Right.
I'm kind of just taking pauses in between play to let them do their thing. And then I just win. You know?
Right. I'm practicing specific things and refining aspects of my own technique by giving them advantages so that way I can focus on doing it in this particular way.
Right. I mean, most
like,
of this game is just the mind to muscle memory kind of thing. And because there's only so many cards, and even though you only play with 50 of the 100,
sure,
which is a thing I really like because you could just unluck out.
Right. Chihaya could have just not had her card be in this match.
Yep.
You know,
it's very possible.
That is a thing that could have just happened.
It also could be just a thing where the cards that you have dealt of that 50, you know, because everyone's only getting 25.
Right. The ones that you have are the ones that aren't actually as helpful, and the ones that you would have been more of like a close call. They're actually on their side, so they have the advantage. Or yeah.
It's very fun, but having a player show this grotesque competence, you know, and that's incredible amount here.
And that's after we've been introduced to Arata, who was the power ceiling god king before, right?
Yeah.
And then this person comes along, and it's just like, oh,
yeah.
All
She's
right.
kind of what Arata was on the road to becoming.
Exactly. Right.
And he, quit.
Yep.
So.
And then on top of that, we get that bit of characterization of like, oh no, yeah, but she's still a dork. She's still like a 16-year-old girl. She freaks out, and it's like, oh, you have a shirt that's kind of like, mine. And then it's like, oh wait, no, calm, composed. You are the ice queen. You know, like make them.
Right. I think it's more that she seems to be a collector of specific rare T-shirts or what have you that have like animals on them or animal affiliated things,
mascots or
something. Yeah. And so she sees one that's probably like a Tokyo local only thing, and she's like,
yeah, right. Because if you to get to that level of like world-class proficiency, you got to be a little bit weird. You know?
Got to be a little bit weird, but also, I'm not going to say it in like a serious way, but you'll also take every advantage you can get.
Sure.
And I will say, coming in to this match that's all about focus, wearing a goofy-ass T-shirt that
that's
you
a
don't
power
need to focus
play.
on, that's not just a power play, that's an intelligent play. That's saying, if you even remotely spend time thinking about my T-shirt,
great.
That's time you're not spent thinking about Karuta. I'll take that 0.1% advantage.
Exactly.
There,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Every little bit counts.
Yep.
It also just kind of reminds me of the whole thing where pros will show up to like tournaments and they'll just be like barely wearing the actual like required garb.
It's the one dude at the shooting tournament that's like everyone else has like the super, like goggle specs, whatever, things to,
and he's just like, bam.
Yeah.
Another one is Magnus Carlsen like showing up to a tournament thing wearing jeans or what have you, and they're like, you need to leave because you're not wearing, slacks or,
yeah, you're not in a suit
or something.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fine, deuces, I'm out. And then he just quits the tournament right there. He's like, you're going to be petty to me?
Right.
The number one player.
Are you
in
serious
chess?
right now?
Are you serious? Then, yeah, fuck
Okay.
you, I'm out.
All right, yeah.
I can do that.
That's great.
Oh, my God.
But we got video recording of the match, and that is going to be huge.
That's going to be fun to study because... One, if the audio's good enough with the recording,
sure,
you can actually like
tell when they start moving.
Well, not just that, but you can edit it to heighten the audio to get at those like tiny little inflections to see what is actually like the kind of things that she's moving on.
Yeah.
And what are the times when she moves like at 100% speed versus like 80% speed?
Right. So next time, show up with a shotgun mic and and be like, okay, we're gonna get really good audio.
No, cheating is not the way, Jacob. This is not that kind of sport, you know. This is not kaiji or one outs here.
No. It's just for better review, you know.
Just sit by the queen. You're just like, you know, don't mind me. Just you know, just here with my.
No, see, that's why it's a
big-ass
shotgun mic,
microphone.
so you can be like 15 feet away, you know.
Whee!
Yeah.
Oh my god. I liked the point where Chihaya stood up. I also think that she's learning from other players that there's not just one way to do karate, but also that you're at this level where you do need every advantage you can get. So the idea to be able to take timeouts and be like, hey, I can just do this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm holding up the entire room by standing up here. And you might think, oh, that's so inconsiderate. It's like, fuck inconsiderate.
Right.
I'm trying to win here.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm going to stand up, stretch my back, you know, do a little like, you know, bit of a flex posture or what have you.
All right, let's
readjust,
see.
breathe a bit.
Yep.
Also gain perspective, which you literally do.
Yep.
Do that when you like stand up on like a sitting sport and kind of look at
sure.
things from a different angle.
Oh, yeah.
People say like, you know, you need to like, you know, keep your perspective wide and open. And it's literally like sometimes if you just stand up and look at things from a different angle, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, hang on.
Because
she's left-handed.
Well, not just that, but we're beings of pattern recognition. If you look at the way the cards are situated, you might go like, oh, why was she moving these things a certain way? Or maybe there's something more to this. You know?
I love the little bit of luck, basically, that Chihaya had of the person like bumping against the light switches and turning all the lights off as the way to just sort of just be like, whoa, you know, just break the
Wake
rhythm.
up. Yeah.
And just be like, okay, right, yeah, that's right. I'm getting my ass clapped here, but all right, what's the situation, you know?
Yeah. A lot of sports and in the individual, like competitive side of things is just the mental game of keeping your...
Keeping your cool.
Keeping your cool, but a lot of people will say it like keeping your memory short.
Ooh, okay,
Just
I like it.
play
yeah.
that one card. The score is always 0-0.
Right.
You don't care what's going on the scoreboard up there. You don't care about the stack of cards that's behind them there.
Right.
That shouldn't give you mental burden if you're a professional in something.
Yep.
You are only playing that one card that's about to be read here.
Exactly.
And thus you're not playing the opponents that happen to be who you'll be matched up against in the next match. You don't think about that. There is only the now. And I feel like when you enter the I am only
flow
focused on the
state.
now, you enter the zone, you enter the flow state, and you are able to, you know, sense the breathing of the you know, like, and you're like, like, boom, got it.
Yep.
Oh man, that's so cool. Also, the idea that Chihaya, because her hearing ability is now to be comparative, equal with the queens. In that,
At the very least, comparable. You know.
I would say her hearing ability is equal, but her speed is not.
Okay.
It's just that she's able to be like, I can do that if I'm like, I want this one card. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, sure.
There's the specific cards where she's familiar enough with it that she's like, right, I can pick out this specific sound for this kind of syllable or things like that, right?
Right. But by the way in which we've shown this here, if she's listening like very closely and she's like honed in on it, she can actually then in some ways beat the queen with regards to hearing. Because they made a point that that card that she took was a single syllable, which means that it has you don't have to guess. Once you hear anything, you go.
Right.
2, it was on the queen's left-handed side, so she was the one slated to get it from the advantage time to
position
reach the
and all
card
that. Yeah,
side
yeah.
of things. Yeah. But Chihaya beat her to it and has been losing the speed game quite handily all
And is
throughout this
there
match.
a chance that for that one it might have been because she had just taken a card from the queen and the queen was maybe a little bit shaken? That's totally possible. But we take every advantage we can get.
Well, no. That was the first one.
Oh, was the first
That
one
was the
one
first
syllable?
one because the second one was the Chihaya one.
That's right.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Because there was the
No,
one. No,
there's
yeah.
the one that was before that where they
that was
tied.
right. It was close, and it's the no, or yeah, they tied, and it's the no, but that's on your side, so you get that one, right?
Right. If it's too close to call, then if they can't come to a dispute or what have you for it,
Yep.
you just do it. Whereas she's like, no. In some ways, rather than get into a argument as to who won it here, I'm just going to be the bigger player here and just let you have it. And it's like, wait, in the competitive scene, like this is another thing. This is another thing. I may be rambling a little bit here, but in the competitive scene, people that aren't competitive will look at it and go, "Wow, players are all assholes. They don't care about other people at all." It's like, no, it's not that they're assholes. They've worked too hard to let the other person's competitiveness give them a leg up. It's like, no. We're here to win.
Right. Yeah.
So the idea that Chihaya is doing this here is almost like, Chihaya,
well,
you clearly aren't ready to be the queen.
So
because that's how you win. Is you just take what you have, take what you can, and go.
I'm gonna bring up a different thing though. So I've been getting into fencing, and they specifically, the school that I'm in specifically doesn't pursue it as a sport, they pursue it as a martial art. And so that makes for interesting changes in dynamics in tournaments where there will be times where they will specifically decline touches because they didn't like the touch. It's that was a sloppy thing. I can do
and that's
better,
not a sport, that's an art.
Exactly. So, right. And so I want to applaud Chihaya's mindset for this, because you're not trying to win this tournament, because you're not going to win this tournament.
No. I'm not saying that she's not trying to win or what have you. I'm saying that it's the heart of a winner, the heart of a competitive person at the top of their game wouldn't do that. That's a thing of somebody who's wanting to just play Karuta, basically.
Sure.
And yes, she was never going to win this tournament.
Right,
so,
but it's that, like, that taking that step back of like, hey, this is right now what you're in. This is a lesson. You are being educated by the queen on how much you do not know. Right?
No,
and so,
totally.
Yeah, with the whole getting that first card and the whole, like, yes, your first card is going to be one that isn't on like a technicality or whatever. Yeah, you go for it, because the thing that you're striving for of being, the queen eventually, the best in Japan and therefore the best in the world, that is such a crazy goal that, whether you get, this here or you don't.
I see where you're getting at, but I disagree, because in some ways, if it's you just unlocked an opportunity for a conversation with her afterwards because you didn't take it, cool. That's arbitrary to me. That's based on the characterization of the queen, basically. Okay. But in terms of how the queen is playing right now, I feel like doing that is the equivalent of saying, well, I have one less card to play with her now, by definition of doing that. It really is just okay, cool. So we could have played one more card together. So you gave me less playing time with you by you giving me that card.
Sure.
It is that cruel and cold and mathematical, and yes, it's a nice thing, but I feel like in the real world, that kind of element there has no place in a competitive scene.
Chihaya has to lose that eventually. Yes, for sure.
She will, or she will never be the queen. Is my point.
No, absolutely.
Right,
yes.
right.
But as far as for this match, for that introductory one, to basically have the gall to say, I don't need technical edges against you and all that.
Totally.
Like,
dripping with aura and what have you. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying this because I'm going to push back before people come at me and go, well, actually, that was a really sport. I'm like, no, you clearly don't compete at high levels of these kinds of things here.
There's a reason that soccer players will fake an injury when their ear gets flipped.
Well, no. I'm going to bring up chess here, basically.
Okay.
Chess players will immediately talk with no ego after the match is over of here's where you actually could have beat me.
Okay.
They'll tell their opponent, here's why you were bad and you could have won. And then that player won't get offended at all. They'll just be like, oh, but wouldn't you have done this if I did that? And they'll be like, no, I'll do this. And they'll start playing the match over again 30 moves ago. Sure. And as if it's right in front of them with no ego or anything like that. And it's just yep, That's how the competitive scene is that it's just the merciless, like everything is a lesson, everything is an opportunity. If you can get one more minute or one more move to be able to play with that other incredible player, you're like, I'm happy to.
Absolutely. And in that kind of example, the reason, like, both sides benefit from that, because on the one hand, the person who, had that opportunity of where maybe they could have been beaten, they want to know how to behave when the person actually does the right thing and they don't miss the opportunity or whatever. And then from the standpoint of the other person, knowing that there was an opportunity there. Yeah. Like it's beneficial for both. And yes, of course, that's going to be left until after the match because we're in a tournament right now or whatever.
Totally.
But then thinking about, the future of their careers effectively as players of this game, then yeah, absolutely.
Right. I just was something where I want to bring that up in that there's an element of, no mercy, compete in total in order to win.
Yep, ruthless.
But then also I don't think about the image of the way this makes me look with regards to Carta. That's why she wears the snowman t-shirt.
Right.
That's why she's not coming at this with like a haughty, crazy attitude or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
That's why she'll do things like be cheeky and say, "Oh, go easy on me," right? Like, don't go too hard on me, right? Even though it's like, no, you're clearly way better than us, right? Like,
she's just hedging her bets for when she does inevitably have to face him later in the tournament.
Sure.
And she's like, I'm gonna do a little bit of psychological warfare.
Exactly. Start the game before the game starts.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. 100%. I very much personally believe in doing that.
Oh, I believe in that too. Yeah. It's also very dirty. In a lot of ways.
But you fight dirty.
Exactly.
When you're laning against a Darius, you do whatever you can.
But oh man, this is a great episode. We now know who our final goal for Chihaya's Karata Ascendance is here. She's actually starting to take cards now. The match is not over.
Right.
It is well over halfway over with regards to how much the queen has taken already.
We would not.
She has at least 15 cards. But yeah, she just got the glowing hair matching with her eyes. So she's ready to throw hands now.
She took notice of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you're now her opponent.
Right. You are no longer safe in her indifference. Yeah.
Actually, I find that something that I always find interested in talking to people who win these kinds of things is hey, when you were going through match 1 of 9, were you bored?
Oh.
How did you enjoy that match? Or is it just a means to an end? You're yep, this is fine.
Right. It's this is practice in that I need to make sure that I'm staying locked in all the time. So even though I'm probably going to win this one, nope. Being sloppy in this one could mean some lesser form of being sloppy in a future game. And so I don't do that,
Right. And it did seem entirely random with regards to the way that they were laying out the cards here. So there's no seeding or anything like that. So maybe it's also a thing where they want to avoid that kind of situation where they give potential favoritism to those that have won previous Karata tournaments.
Right, yeah.
So that's why she said, oh, man, I'm glad I didn't have to face you in the first match.
Yeah, exactly.
It's I would have to try on my first match generally,
Right.
And then it's just for her, it's general skill pool. 20% of the players here are actual threats, and 80% of them are just,
right,
not even worth, thinking about.
Yeah, even when it's this is already a tournament of people in Class A, which, given that she's in this tournament as well, it's okay, so that's the highest class you can get to. There's no,
Oh, that's a good
there's
point.
no non-letter beyond it,
Well,
right?
not only that, I just realized, they said that there's 400 people here, but I looked in the room for Class A, there's 30 to 40 people in there total.
Yeah, it sounds about right, yeah.
So even if there's 10% of the total people that are there, that's only 20 matches.
Sure.
That means that's
Yeah.
that's a small ass tournament as far as brackets go.
Right. And so to have the thing where it's oh, yeah, I don't need to worry about it.
Right. Yeah.
That's
so then the
brutal.
question would be not were you bored, but what was of those first 2 matches or what have you, which one was more fun and why, you know?
Sure.
And he'd be like, oh, this one was fun because this girl randomly just like started taking cards all in a row. She lost that fire apparently eventually once I took back a card from her, but that was weird. Like
Right, yeah. Like that's why it's like, okay, all right, cool. We have this tournament and everything. All right, yeah. And Chihaya, you're going to lose, but you know, that's fine.
She's gonna make a name for herself.
She's gonna make a name for herself. And then see if you can become friends with this person because you actually do have a point of connection of liking these same kind of dorky t-shirts. You know, and then you can get food or whatever, and it can be like, you know.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.